Welcome to the Mindset with Morgan podcast. I am so grateful you're here. I'm Morgan, and I am a multiple seven-figure entrepreneur who adores all things business. I love building great teams and great companies who benefit the world. I've been building and running startups for nearly 15 years and have learned a few things along the way. I'm a teacher by heart, and I'm so excited to share with you. I'm also human, and I need a good pick-me-up and mindset shift before meetings, tough conversations, and sometimes just on my morning commute. My hope is that you can use this podcast as a quick mindset reset before you start your day or whenever you need a mindset shift. I also love a good funny story with a helpful lesson involved, and that is what you'll get here. Now let's learn, grow, and have a few laughs. Hello and welcome. So today we're going to dive right into it and talk about the art of the pivot and using unexpected challenges or changes to your advantage. This is a topic I really love because it's always so much more fun to talk about it after the fact, but it actually takes looking backwards sometimes to realize that things happen as they should. Everything happens for a reason. And if you don't believe that, maybe after this episode, you will. And if you end up not, that's okay too. But honestly, life is a whole lot more fun when you truly believe that you are being divinely guided and that God has your back and is getting you somewhere on purpose. And that sometimes roadblocks happen because, well, frankly, I always like to remind myself, these roadblocks or these pivots happen because I never would have uprooted my life on purpose if I didn't have to. So for example, I'm going to use a very easy example, a very simple one, but a few weeks ago, I got this awful cold, like terrible cold, worst cold in my life. I was literally crying to my husband saying I can't do this anymore. Very dramatic, but I was just so tired of being sick and I lost my voice. And probably could not speak, which really stunk because I speak a lot and I teach a lot and I record podcasts and I am typically, in front of a group of some sort trying to mentor and coach, and to not be able to do that, you guys, was so annoying and so frustrating. And it honestly made me feel like I was starting to feel like useless, like God took away my ability to do what I'm supposed to be doing. And I had a little bit of a pity party. It's okay. We all do it. And I was frustrated because it's like, I have these things I need to be doing. I have responsibilities that I've given to myself and to my team, and I'm supposed to be doing them. And one of them is for my real estate firm, Abundance. I am our main recruiter. And as a recruiter, my job is to share the message of abundance with the world and to make calls and to connect with people. And we have a few different CRM systems that go with this. And one of them is we had ads out and encouraged people to book a call with me or to learn more about an awesome class that we have. So we have a new agent coaching program called Kickoff Coaching. It's a proprietary course written by me. I've taught this class for almost 10 years. And we have a new session starting up. It's coming up by the time you hear this. It might be after the fact, but you can still join. It's for agents in the state of Wisconsin. See, I still have a little bit of my cough. It's so annoying, but I'm going to keep talking because I don't have time for this. We have a new class starting on January 21st. It's a 6-month course actually, and it's every single week. And it teaches real estate agents how to become agents from literally never having written an offer before to practicing. And you graduate once you close 5 successful transactions. You are paired with a coach, and I'm so excited. This year, one of my first students who ever took the class with me at a firm, not the first time I taught the class, but the first time I taught this class at a specific firm I was at years ago, he's teaching it this year. And I'm going to be doing some guest speaking as well, and I'm really excited about it because this class is my baby, and I am so proud of it because so many of my agents at the firm graduated this class successfully and are now freaking rocking it in the real estate industry and are some of the top agents in our market. And that makes me so proud. But anyway, I needed to call some of these people. They inquired, they were interested, and one of my jobs is to talk to them, get them signed up for the class, make sure it's a right fit for them, figure out what some of their real estate goals are, and see if, where they're at in their real estate journey. Maybe they just started taking their class to get licensed. Maybe they are licensed and they're ready to, begin the class and join a firm, and then I'm going to talk to them about that. And I needed to make my calls. And last week I couldn't. I could not get through a sentence. Even now it's a little challenging, but I couldn't get through a sentence without coughing. And I just wanted to throw anything that was in my hand because I was just annoyed and frustrated. And, I could have said, you know what? I'm not making my calls this week. Guess the show's not going on. But I needed to figure out an alternative because my phone call wasn't going to be able to happen. There's nobody else who really does these calls. This is my thing. And I needed to figure something out. So what I did was I texted. I created a template. I added all the links that I needed, and I texted probably 100 people that I needed to talk to. And you guys, it was so amazing. I had more success and actually got more responses than I ever do via phone call. Because a lot of times when I call, I leave a voicemail and then I never hear back. But by texting, it gave them the ability to read it when they wanted. These were all people who had inquired about Abundance Real Estate, about our coaching program. And I booked like 6 calls, bam, like that. And it kind of got me realizing like, man, I'm such a preacher of phone calls because I feel like you just get so much more done. But at the same time, a lot of people don't want to talk on the phone. And I have to adjust and talk to them how they want to be talked to, not how I want to talk. So I got calls booked. I am going to get to be face-to-face with them on a Google Meet, which is awesome, even better than a phone call. And I got responses. So my point is I pivoted. I could have just said, screw it, not doing it, but I didn't. I did a different method instead because I literally could not call them, and I texted them instead. And there we are. Another example I want to share with you is something that happened to me now probably a good, 12 years ago, I would say. I worked for a company that I really, really, really enjoyed, and I was up for a promotion. There was a management job coming up, and I did all the assessments. I did all the interviews with the management team and was pretty much told like, yeah, you're a shoo-in for it. But I was in my early 20s, and I remember sitting down with the vice president of the company, and he looked at me and he was like, yeah, like you don't have this job. You need to put in your time like everybody else. And the people ahead of me had been in their job for 10 years. So I pretty much, got the gist of it, that I was going to have to give my time for the next 10 years before I would be available for a promotion that I was more than qualified for. And I remember just being so devastated and feeling so worthless. And, as a young 20-year-old trying to get a job where I would be managing people, which I knew I could do, I just felt like, man, like, is it really just time that, I have to do my time, like give my time like everybody else? Like, am I really going to let myself sit here and rot and wait? And I just remember being so defeated. And that is the greatest gift I have ever been given. I've been given lots of great, amazing gifts like that in life. And the reason is, if I had gotten that promotion, I would probably still be there today. I never would have started my restaurant brand. I never would have started up and thus sold a multi-7-figure company, which it was the biggest leadership lesson of my life, right? A long, probably 10-year lesson that started right after that. I never would have probably met my husband. I never would have gotten into real estate. I never would have been able to teach and lead in real estate and been given the opportunity to become a coach and a teacher for almost 10 years learn how to be a speaker by default, because that's kind of just what happened in my real estate career. I discovered I had a passion and a love for teaching and coaching and educating. None of that would have happened if I had gotten that job. And the crazy part is, and this is the message I want you to remember, is when things don't go your way, it's because you never would have chosen for them to go the other way. No amount of, I can't even imagine what would have happened if God came down and sat in front of me and said, Morgan, you're going to get this job, but you shouldn't take it because I have bigger and better things for you, right? That kind of thing, we won't listen. We're humans. If that happened to me, I probably wouldn't have listened, right? We can't predict the future. So we have to follow and we have to blindly trust that what's happening is in our best interest. And if you don't believe me, look at something amazing in your life right now and sit and take the time, close your eyes, and work backwards to figure out how it happened. And somewhere along the way, I'm fairly certain that something happened that was beyond your control and was something you were not happy about. I was not happy to not get that job. But if I had gotten that job, why would I have left? I would have been thrilled at the time. I got the job, right? I probably would be in middle management now, probably making, $150,000 a year. And I probably would have been thrilled and very happy today. But I probably would be somewhere that I shouldn't be. I may still be in a marriage that I shouldn't be in. I never would have met the love of my life. I know that because I met him in the real estate industry. These things wouldn't have happened. So the next time you get sick, right? And you can't make your calls. The next time you don't get the job that you were up for, it is literally God protecting you and making sure that you stay on the path you're supposed to be on. So don't fight it. A lot of times we end up creating a bigger mess for ourselves when you try taking control and changing the outcome of what's supposed to happen. You're probably going to end up where you should anyway, but the path is going to be a lot messier and stickier. I kind of see it as a hiking trail. I'd rather have the nice smooth hiking trail than get myself off the path because I think it's better or smarter. Or I'm going to take this shortcut and get myself in, a bunch of burdocks, those sticky things that stick all over you. And I can't think because I'm still half sick, right? But, getting poked by those bristles and things versus just taking the path and following where you're supposed to go. So, like I said, I hope a couple of these examples have proved to you that things happen in your best interest. And if you don't feel that way, you probably are still in it. You probably are still in the middle of something that's going to turn out great. So when these things happen, you've got to just keep pushing forward, keep trusting, keep remembering that everything is working out in your best interest. But you've also got to do your part as well. And your part is having faith, staying positive, doing everything you can to help others around you. There's a saying that if you are feeling crappy and you need to feel better, do something good for somebody else. That always will make you feel better. Focus on how you can make the people around you's day better today and just keep doing that every day and you're gonna figure out where you're supposed to go. It's really that simple. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And sometimes I have to listen to my own podcast episodes to be reminded of what God wants me to hear. But truly, keep pushing forward and remember, if you need that reminder, just really sit down and think about how you got where you are today, something really, really good that happened. And like I said, I almost guarantee that something that you didn't want to happen happened to get you to the good place that you are today. And, I think that there's lots of different pathways, right? But we're going to end up where we're supposed to end up. So that, to me, is the art of the pivot, adjust if things aren't going the way they're supposed to, you still got to get it done. So think of a new, different way. And a lot of times that new, different way that you thought of ends up being a new whole way of doing it that you wouldn't have discovered if you hadn't had that little roadblock to begin with. So I hope this was helpful, and good luck with whatever pivot you end up having to do today. Have a great day.